So I spent two separate sessions with Jimmy, and this was the outcome. Some really interesting things. It kind of opened up to some lifetimes where Jimmy had some issues, and we resolved them. But I thought they were quite interesting. Also linked to some other names that we are familiar with. Um, We do talk a little bit about current events, so I thought I would make sure to put this out in a timely way because at first we were like trying to figure out what was going on. And of course, we're very compassionate about what's going on if it's true. But if it's a falsehood, we want to see through this and see the truth. That's more important. And so, we kind of discuss a few different things, and you'll see in our conversation. Um, Either way, this is an ongoing thing. We're setting an intention to help Jimmy's sister, and that's why we've done multiple sessions recently. So anyhow, I hope you find some interesting pieces of information that came through here. I know that I did a show with James. I haven't done a show with James in over, oh God, maybe 6 months or longer. And um, there's a comment that Peter discusses about plasma, and in the second session, we see a lot of plasma. I was trying to figure out where I had that, vision of seeing this, and so now it sort of makes sense what Peter was talking about. So there's a lot of activity going on. Remember, he's from Detroit, and we did talk about as Detroit becomes human, a video game, but essentially it's actually a reality. And then, they create these games off of some of the things they brag about what they created in these sub realities. So, anyhow, I hope you find it interesting, and thank you for listening and supporting the channel.
You see what's happening over here?
Yeah, riots.
Fucking crazy. I guess Detroit's doing a little bit of it too. Somebody got shot here the other day. I didn't hear the details of it, but it
Well,
was.
I think it's all Soros
You think all?
supported.
Well, I mean, of course, it's inspired by that. What's his name? George, dude.
Yeah, there's other people that have gotten killed. They haven't done this.
Yeah, but did you see? I mean, this was on video. Did you see how that went down?
That he held the guy down. Yeah.
Yeah, for 9 minutes of knee to his throat. He had
They
two
have to
other
do it.
he had
Yeah.
two other cops holding him down too, and the guy didn't even do anything. I didn't see anything he did. There's supposedly some kind of um, counterfeit $20 bill he tried to spend, but he didn't resist, and they were, I just can't imagine. But it was obvious.
It's obvious, but I don't know if it's just because he's black. I mean, the cops are not normal cops, and my concern is that
They're trying to start a race war. I know.
yeah, they definitely want to start a race war.
Well, yeah, that's been going on since Charles Manson. That's what he was
Yeah.
trying to do. But I mean, it's not just that. I mean, it's this shutdown too has got everybody a little bit nuts. And yes,
Yes, I think it's like entertainment. People are going out because there's no longer a lockdown.
well, yeah, there is still, but it's just not as strict as it was. That they're loosening the restrictions, but it's still the virus is still around. I mean, at least supposedly it is. I don't know. I don't know how real it is. I hear reports that it's fake and it's all bullshit. And
We don't know what's being staged. I don't even know if this event of that whole thing with that guy was staged. We don't really know. The people play parts in
Right. Oh
these.
yeah. Oh yeah. There's been, certainly these events. What do they call them? False flags. Yes. And they do those to get people pissed off about something, to go after something that had nothing to do with that incident. But yeah, I understand that.
Well, they
But
want to get martial law. This is going to help it.
there hasn't been a lot of right. But having us locked down, that's kind of martial law too. So they kind of had that already. Um, but just not, where you can't leave your house to go to the store to get food. But are they having these over in Europe too?
You want to know something really weird?
What?
They had a protest about this very thing over in London. It's like, why would they have a protest in London about this?
Because it was so blatant.
I think they're paid Soros people.
Well, they might be. I'm not saying they're not, yes, but it's just that they staged it really well and made it so blatant that it just was so hateful. The look on that dude's face, it was standing there choking the life out of that guy. I mean, damn.
Yeah.
And before the video was put out, they were saying that he was resisting, and who would have said they were wrong unless there was video of it?
Well, Jimmy, for about a year, I've been talking about what's going on in France, and I said if we don't watch it, the same crap's going to start happening in other countries as well as the U.S.
Yeah.
And this is what they're doing. They were dragging women down the street by their hair.
Hmm.
Did
Yeah.
you ever look at any of that videos that Chris was sharing? I mean,
I didn't see that one.
this is one. This was one. They were beating the hell out of elderly people, all sorts of stuff. It's the same. They're not normal police. It's a part of some kind of a control system. It's bringing us under control of surveillance. We're playing into their game so that they can put everyone in martial law and really lock everyone in.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. I would say that's true.
Peter kept on saying the United States is going to get destroyed, and I kind of don't like when he says it. It's almost like I'm not just kind of not like, I definitely don't like it because I don't think the United States deserved it. I think we've been through enough.
Well,
We take on the burdens of everyone.
I mean, all these military bases we have all over the world. I mean, we've been kind of like oppressing the world as it is by doing that. We aren't protecting these places. Those are just places where we can pick up children and run them all over the world and bring them over here and shit.
That's not all of it. That's not true. Part of it is those are the corporations doing that stuff.
Yeah, but that's why we have them all over the world. I mean, it's not because we're protecting anyone or helping anyone.
No, but here's the point that I'm making, Jimmy. What our government does doesn't mean that we should have to pay for it. We've already been through enough, just as well as any other country has of people. It's the rulers, the leadership, they all suck, and people need to wake up that it's their problem. It's not ours. We don't have any opinion in any of this.
Right.
If it's our choice, we'd say get the hell out of Afghanistan or some of these other places where it doesn't even make any sense why they're over there.
Right. Oh yeah, it does. They're over there to protect the poppies.
But you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's like we're not supporting it, but it's happening. So what now? It's bad enough we got government leaders that don't listen to us, but then everyone in the rest of the world thinks that we deserve to get destroyed. I mean, go figure, right?
Well, because of the way our government treats the rest of the world, I understand it.
But our government's doing it does not represent us.
Well, they do represent us. I mean, they work for us.
No, they don't. They don't. They don't work for us.
Well, they're our employees. They aren't really our leaders. They're our employees. They work for us. We're their boss.
All right. So you're saying that you agree to what they were doing, because I don't.
No. I'm not saying that.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that the fact is that they're supposed to work for us, but they don't. They don't look at it that way. But that's the way.
From the public eye of the rest of the population of the world, If you want to go after someone, go after Clinton, go after Obama, go after any of the rulers that have oppressed all these people, but leave us alone. That doesn't mean that the United States should be bombed because of some of these leaders who are in bunkers somewhere right now. They're not going to hit them, they're going to hit us.
Yeah, I know.
Right? All right, so let's be real about it.
That's why this system, this old system, has to go down. Like I've been saying, and it is. You know, we need a system that actually works for the people, and not one that just works for the elite or the cabal or the Illuminati, the Rothschilds, all of them, the ones behind them, the Draco.
Nobody wants to go after them. They want to go after the average citizen that doesn't have a choice, that works hard every day and is barely making enough to pay their bills. Those are the people that keep on getting hit from every corner. The United States are a bunch of people that are essentially a conglomeration of the world. People from every walks of life, all different parts of the world, all collected under one nation. It's like them attacking themselves.
All different races.
Right.
Yes, I know.
So why? Why are they targeting us constantly? It's not our fault that these idiots that we have voted in are controlled by a one world order that has been going on already, in my opinion.
Well, because this shit has to come to a head before it can be taken down. It's so deep. I mean, I knew years ago about this. I just didn't know how deep it actually was. I thought it was like a mere handful that were really behind it, and it wouldn't be that big a thing to take them out, like the Clintons, the Bushes, the um, you know, the Rothschilds, the Queen, the Pope. You know, I thought it was just a handful, but it's way deeper than that. And I mean, it's not partisan either. It's both parties. They own both parties. They're both in on it. It's not one party's good and the other one's bad. I mean, they're you know, it's universal. They've basically taken over the whole planet by having their having these parties, having these duality that they have put on us, good and bad, and dark and light, and you know, they just got us at each other's throats all the time. And that's how they keep us under control.
Yeah.
And that's got to go. So I think that's what's happening right now. Yes. I mean, this is big. This is huge. It's worldwide. And it's not just here. You know, the rest of the world isn't nearly as well off as we are. And we have a lot of problems here, too. But, you know, the rest of the world isn't anywhere near as diverse or, you know, I wouldn't say awake because I don't know how awake we are over here, but there's just it just seems everything seems to be coming to a head right now. Now was always talking about, well, I don't see any of these this reset happening or this RV happening until there's people in the streets, like back in the Vietnam days. And now that's what we're seeing, people in the streets. And so I'm seeing more and more signs that this is happening. You know, that we're going to have some big announcements made here real soon, and it's going to straighten a lot of things up, and we're going to have peace on this planet. Now I know it doesn't seem like it, but that is what I see happening. I see as the outcome of all this bullshit that's going on right
So
now.
that guy over there that was a King Hollett, or was his name John Holler?
The,
Hollett?
the true king of England or UK.
Mhm.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw what you sent, but I didn't really look at it. Was that a video or something to read?
I think it's something to read.
Oh, I didn't. I just saw what it was. I didn't really read it yet. But what is?
Yes, he has moved in, and they have the emblem on the front where one of the unicorns were taken off of the front gate
Oh yeah, I saw that.
that was hit by a lorry, and that's how it came off. But then it was replaced with that.
So this guy's in the palace now?
Yeah.
Huh? Do the people know about it?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of gone out viral.
Hmm.
I don't know what the people in England are thinking. I'd be
Well, maybe
scared.
maybe that's why they're in the street.
I'd be scared shitless right now. I'd be like, who the hell's in charge of us? I mean, what is this?
But if we could just clean this planet up of these nasty beings that have been doing this shit to us, then we can have our world back. And I mean all of them, not just some of them, every one of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that it's way deeper than I ever imagined. I've come to realize now because I thought a couple of years ago this was going to pop, and then it didn't because it's just they kept doing things to interfere. All these mass shootings that kept happening every time you turn around, and you know other events that take place. Well, like this COVID thing has interfered with a lot of progress. Even and it's helped too. I guess they've been doing a lot of arrests while this lockdown was on, cleaning out these underground bases and places where they were doing this, holding the children. And I'm shit. I'm really only know a little bit about what's going on, or at least I think I do. And I want to know it all though. I want it all released, and it's going to be really hard for some people to accept, but it's a good thing though. If it's stopping, if all the nasty shit is stopping, then it's gonna be considered positive.
Yep.
And a lot of the things that we've removed, Jess, was part of this. When we have our sessions, we run into a lot of nasty shit, and we get it as soon as we find out about it, we have it removed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's helping. It really is. I mean, in my mind, it is. I think that's part of we're doing, part of the work that needs to be done that other people don't even know anything about, and we're going in, looking at it, seeing what's going on. We see the bad boys or the bad guys, and we take them out.
Yep. Do you know anybody by the name of Morris?
Name of what?
Morris.
Morris,
Yeah.
like with an M. I know somebody by the name of Norris.
No, with an M.
Oh, okay. Just just the guy that used to pitch for the Detroit Tigers, Jack Morris.
Yeah, but not
And I don't
any.
know him personally. I
Okay.
just know of him. Yeah, I can't think of anyone else by that name. Why? Did that just pop up recently or just now?
I just heard that name, and then I'm seeing someone pouring out some kind of metal ore, like they were going to make something. When they have like melted metal.
You mean a metal ore like that you use on a ship or on a boat?
No, like the metal that's melted, and then they're going to, kind of recast it into something else.
Well, what did you say? Metal what?
Metal that is melted, and they're going to recast it into something else.
Ore, you mean? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying like or like OAR. Hmm. I don't know. That doesn't really ring a bell with me.
It looks like a factory somewhere that people are making, constructing stuff. Probably another past life.
Hmm. Not sure about that.
Kind of weird because I could see it was like they were pouring it in. You were standing right there as some guy had a mask on his face. It was really hot.
It was like I was working there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Like a metallurgy plant or factory.
Yeah, yeah, somewhere that they're creating some metal stuff.
Oh,
Oh, geez.
what?
Someone just walked in and shot this guy in the head.
At this metal place?
Yeah, just hit like right from the back of the head. There was a guy to your right that was pouring the metal, and the guy across from you, and someone came up from behind him. He's wearing like a black or a dark blue turtleneck. He's really big, like a bouncer. He's got plaid pants on and a cap, sort of like reddish brown hair.
So what did I do?
You're shocked.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, the guy just fell forward, pushed him right into the metal.
Ah.
Damn.
So who is this being?
He just said something like, "Don't ever steal again."
Well, he just stole that guy's life. So can we find out who that was that did that? I mean, did he just walk out, or is he still there, or what?
He's walking. I don't. He doesn't seem human to me.
Do you recognize it?
I'm not sure yet.
Hmm. Am I the only one there,
That's the last time Francis gets away with it. That's what he just said.
Francis?
Yep.
Well, I guess so. At least in that incarnation.
He just yelled out to you, Doran. That's your last name, I think.
What
Doran, get out of the way. Stop trying to do things.
was I the only one there that was witnessed that?
Nope. The whole place witnessed it, but it just happened right there by you.
And he just walked out like he
No,
like
he's still there.
oh,
And you were nervous. You're like, what am I supposed to do? You're sweating. You're freaking out.
sure it's hot, very hot.
Well, sweating also because you're nervous because you're thinking that he sees the guy's got a gun and he's gonna start killing people randomly. You
Right.
don't know the story, the backstory. And he doesn't do anything, and then he takes a drink. I think he's got some hard liquor, and then he walked out. He was waiting to see if anyone would challenge him. He's a part of a gang. Oh, this is like gangs in New York or something, like one of those inner gangs. Guy's hair was sort of reddish.
And no one did anything to him. He just
No,
did
there was
that
just
and
reddish.
walked out and no problem.
No problem at all.
Well, of course, there's witnesses though, and when someone does something like that, they don't like to leave witnesses.
Police came in, running in, and asked what happened,
This
and
guy's,
the body was already gone.
but this guy's already gone. They didn't run into him. It sounds like there was, as he was walking out, they were coming in. So
It was staged. He was working with the police.
it was like a false flag or something.
Hmm.
So who was this guy that got killed? He was a co-worker of mine, or we have his identity
Charlie.
early. Is this on some kind of parallel timeline or something,
Yeah,
uh,
something like that.
or another incarnation of mine?
It might be a trigger of like injustice. I feel like you saw a lot of people get killed for no reason or because of these gangs or whatever. Grudge wars. I heard the word situational ethics. Very weird. It was kind of like the program corporation or something to observe humanity and see how they would react under certain situations.
The blatant violence right in front of their face.
Kind of like what the Mengele stuff did,
Yeah,
with the twins. You see how the other one would react.
yeah.
Observation study, like, they're calling it a project of situational ethics.
So did I tell the cops what happened and identify the guy that did it?
Nope, nobody said a word.
Hmm. Well, that doesn't sound like me.
You had two children at home and a wife, and they told you early on that you had to hold your tongue if you want to be able to go home and enjoy your life.
And so I was concerned about that.
Yeah, you and everyone else. Maybe that's why you're more vocal now.
Hmm.
I see people picketing outside over something. It kind of reminds me of the way we are now.
Yeah, sounds like it. Maybe we jumped to a different timeline or something. Can you see what the signs say if they're picketing?
No blood for money. I think this was like a takeover of a town.
What town?
Watts,
L.A.
it looks like.
They're having big time.
I don't know.
L.A. is having big time riots and shit and demonstrations
Yep.
right now. Cars burning, cop cars and shit like that.
I'm not sure exactly when this is. It does look like 1800s or something,
Mm,
but could be a parallel.
yeah.
I don't see people necessarily of color, but there might be some there. It's almost like it feels more like a family's taking over, or like a group of people.
Or a gang,
Yeah.
or a malevolent group.
Uh-huh.
Maybe it's the Italian mob. You have some Italian in you, so maybe
They look Irish though.
Oh
They
well,
look
yeah,
Irish English.
they had a mob too.
Yeah. They don't look Italian at all.
They were pretty badass too.
Yeah.
In fact, that was the mob that took over your area there in Boston, weren't they? Irish?
Yeah, Irish. It's Irish and Italian
Oh,
kind of population, but not so much now. It's getting to be a mix of everything.
yeah, they carved it up back in the day though, right? It was like
Yeah.
they split it up. Whitey
Neighbor.
Bulger
Yep.
and the Italian mob. And he had connections with the government too. He was like an
Mm-hmm.
informer with the FBI or something.
MK Ultra,
Oh,
which I think is interesting because we saw him. I heard Whitey when I saw Biden.
yeah, our last session, right?
Hmm.
Hmm. I wrote them together. I wrote Whitey Bulger and Whitey Biden.
Which is really weird, but maybe that both of them were MK'd, which created that thing with Biden becoming something really dark.
Yeah, Satan or the devil. You said the devil. I don't know if that's
Yeah,
Satan.
he was like the devil.
Hmm.
There's like a lot of unleashing that has gone on in the past couple of years.
Well, it
Someone's
seems like he's getting senile to me. I mean, this 77. That's kind of aged, and he's acting it.
Yeah, but when they have that possession, it doesn't matter what age they are. They
Yes,
can get things because it's demonic.
it's the entity inside them.
Hmm.
Hmm.
This is See, this is part of your problem here. Look at this.
But
Your wife, I believe, was the Charlize Theron.
Oh, great. Isn't
Two
she?
little blonde kids.
Isn't she Australian?
Yeah. It's
Well,
also pretty like kind of mean.
at least that's the same soul. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not Charlize Theron exactly because that's today, but back in those days, whatever she was, whoever she was.
Which reminds me of the whole Maria Orsic.
Yeah.
It's like these are women that lots of men would have liked to have been with, and but there's
Yeah.
it's weird. And it's like they're I wonder if they're blocking you.
Well, something's blocking me.
Yeah. Why don't you break ties with her?
Okay. I break all vows, contracts, agreements, oaths, blood oaths, any contact or any connections whatsoever with Charlize Theron and any dimension time stream in between parallel pocket universe in between false reality, quantum space, and I thank thee for it is done, and I know it.
Okay, so you go through a lot of heartbreak because you find out your wife's cheating on you.
This one here.
Yep. Charlize, you want to guess who she's cheating on you with?
Who?
Just take a wild guess.
Um, damn. Angela? I don't know.
The guy that just shot the other guy.
Oh, and who was that?
I don't know who he is. I think he's like a Satan again.
Oh,
He's laughing.
so when he did that, did I know that he was cheating uh, or he
No,
was cheating with him? Oh,
no, you go home and you find out you told her a terrible thing that happened. And you said, I don't know if I can really talk about it, but I had a really bad day. And then she says, I'm leaving you.
oh, great. She just made it worse.
Yep.
Does she say who she's leaving me for?
Yeah.
Okay, who is it? And it was Charlie that got killed, and my wife was Charlize. That's crazy.
Well, that's not her real name. Her real name was Marie.
Marie?
Marie.
Oh, was it Marie Orsic?
I'm wondering if they're the same.
Hmm.
It's interesting.
Because this is a different time. Because when I was with Marie, it was in Japan.
They called you Dolan or Doran. Doran.
Yeah, that's an Irish name too.
Jack Doran.
Yeah, my grandpa.
I think the guy's name is Bob Dooley.
Bob Dooley. Surprised he didn't just shoot me too. I mean, if he was taking my wife, he probably had some kind of.
That's why I did it in front of you like that. Probably she said that don't he knew that she probably wouldn't forgive him if she found out that he did anything to you. He didn't really care. He knew that she wanted to leave you.
Well, she must not have cared too much about me if she left me.
No.
But she does have two of my kids, so we still have a connection.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she wanted money. He had more money. Or was gonna come into a lot of money.
Oh well, so am I. At least I'm planning on it. Like Monday.
Really? You got
Yeah,
money coming in?
yeah. We're supposed to have our RV. supposedly by June 1st, which is Monday. My mom's birthday is Tuesday. She'll be 89.
So how does the RV then work if it happens on June 1st?
Well, we don't know. We really don't know. We've been expecting it for years now, so how it's going to work, we just have to wait and see. But with all the chaos going on the planet, something needs to pop,
Yeah.
and hopefully it's in the form of the Clintons, the Bushes, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Pope, the Queen, all of them go down, get arrested, and we see it in front of our eyes. And that's going to shock the shit out of the world if that happens.
Yep.
And
That
then we
would
all
be
come
amazing. That part.
and we all come in great wealth, and some more than others. The humanitarians use their untold wealth to help clean up clean up the planet and get rid of poverty and
Yep.
the pollution and nastiness that's been going on here on the planet, and we'll bring in the the technologies that have been kept from us for many years to free energy, medical tachyon chambers to heal people from this virus or whatever illnesses they have. Janet would be healed in 15 minutes. You know, anybody that has any kind of illness will be brought back to full health. That kind of thing. That's what I'm looking for. I mean, I feel like that's going to happen. I just do. I might be wrong, but I'm not letting the thought that it's not true seep into my brain. I know it's out there. I know people are saying that it's bullshit, but I know something has to happen to stop all this crazy shit that's going on here. And I got a feeling I came here to do this, to be part of it. And you are too.
Well, yeah. Jimmy, I have to tell you that I think we should finish this and not leave any doors open. I want to see you get out of this reality.
Okay.
I think that you were destined to get killed, but she tells you to get out of town. You've got like 24 hours, and you're like, well, are you gonna take the kids? And she looked at you and you said, I'll take the kids. And you had a relative that lived in the country and you just left your job and everything just left. She gave you some money.
That's what happened when my wife left me. She says, I'm leaving, but I can't take her with me, Jessie. Now, of course, Jessie was 20 at the time, but she was still living with us and dependent
Yep.
on us. So her mom left after she filled her head with a bunch of bullshit about her father and said, well, I can't take her with me, but I got a place. I got a little apartment, but I can't take her with me. Same thing happened.
Yep.
Kind of, sort of, It
It's
made me
probably
think.
the same energy, yeah, that played out. So let me see. I don't think that you were supposed to be with her in the first place. You do end up staying single.
You talking about Charlize?
Yeah,
Where she was then? Okay. My
I
wife.
think she ends up killing that guy.
Whoa. My wife was blonde too,
Yep.
and I shouldn't have been with her either.
But then she became possessed with that same entity that was in that guy.
Well,
That's crazy.
what was that?
I don't know, some kind of demon.
Did you say the name of that dude?
Something something Dooley.
Oh yeah, Dooley. I didn't
Uh
write it down.
what was his first name?
Uh,
Bob Dooley?
Bob Dooley. Okay, I didn't write that down. Okay, Bob Dooley, possessed by a demon, and Marie killed him.
Money. The money then went back to the people they were going to steal. steal the money from the bank, and then the people would have all been broke, and that didn't happen.
Okay, she didn't come back to me, right? After she killed Bob Dooley and the kids.
I'm trying to see where she went.
I don't think I would have wanted her back after she hurt me like that.
She moved into this Victorian house and then created a brothel. Got a whole bunch of women working for her. And nobody said anything because a lot of people didn't like him. She didn't get in trouble for it.
And she had nothing more to do with me and the children.
No, it was almost like she was really disinterested.
Hmm.
Like she was with you for a purpose, and then she had what she wanted, and then it's like she had a personality alter. I think
Like
she's
Gene.
done that for other lifetimes with you.
Yeah, she just wanted to mix genes with me. That must
Part
be.
of some agenda. I want you to ask to break this agenda so it doesn't happen anymore.
Okay. I break all, or what? I shut down, uninstall, delete any connections to this agenda of Marie, Charlize Theron. Is it was it Marie Orset?
Yeah, just to make sure that when it should say Marie Orsic.
Okay.
Well,
Marie, I just want to be back there. We are sick and any dimension time stream in between parallel pocket universe and between false reality and quantum space. And I think time and I know these are like.
I think this.
Go ahead.
I think when she opened up that brothel, it brought in Mobius.
Oh, so they were like her partner.
Yeah.
These are like regressions that we do, aren't they, Jeff?
Yeah.
Except that I can't like when you do them with the other ones you do with Jennifer and Akita, they can see things too. So it's
Well,
like,
they're in a regression. That's why I don't do regressions with you.
but you're
But
kind of
yes,
doing the regression and seeing this stuff, and I'm not able to exactly see it,
right. Hmm.
but I was involved in it.
Yep.
But we broke all vows with agreements and contracts with Mobius the last time, and that continues.
There's a weird connection that she has with you. When she gets mad at you, bad things happen.
Mm,
I saw a house near your house went on fire. She
mm.
was directing it. She was angry at you for some reason. I think people kept on saying they saw you. Why aren't you with him? And that kind of thing. And so she would get angry at you.
But why would she burn down somebody else's house and not mine?
I think it was directed. The energy was directed there, and I think you were protected.
Oh, but I hate to see someone else get hurt, when it's directed at me, though.
Yeah, I think the house was abandoned,
Oh,
but it scared you for sure.
mm.
Um, Ask to have whatever bond that you have between her broken.
Okay, any bond
That
agreement?
enables her access into your space be broken forever.
Yes, any attachment or connection that I have with Marie Orsic, Charlize Theron be broken, completely severed, and forever severed with this woman, this being, any dimension, time stream, in between parallel pocket universe, in between false reality, quantum space, and I thank thee for it done, and I know it's permanently for any other beings like her. Seems like there's quite a few.
Hmm.
I want to be clear. For some reason I get these beings that want to connect to me and use me. misuse me.
I want you to say I'd like to be reset with my soul family,
I'd like to be reset with my soul family,
my proper soul family, once and for all.
my proper soul family, once and for all, in alignment, complete divine alignment with my soul family. Right now, now moment.
It's one of your relatives, like an aunt or or a sister, or I don't know who it is, took your two children. I think you had some drinking problem, or just, depressed or whatever,
Yeah.
and something about yellow fever. You were by yourself and you got really sick, and like 5 years after that whole incident, you died.
Mm. But I drank myself to death.
No, I think you were drinking or depressed or just having a hard time, and they thought it was better for the kids to, you know, I don't know, well, one of your relatives took your kids. But it wasn't
It just
the
happened to be the
drinking,
two kids.
the drinking heavy did it. It was the fever. But depression,
Oh,
I think, got to you.
yeah, that'll get you.
Yeah.
So did you see that when I broke those ties and realigned with my soul family? Did you see something change there, or did you see anything?
Not fully yet. Yeah, I'd like to fully break ties from Mobius and any other construct here that's not natural.
As I break all vows, contract agreements, oaths, blood oaths, any connection whatsoever with Mobius, Monarch, uh, CyberLife, any corporation or group that I am aligned with in any way, in any dimension, time stream, in between parallel pocket universe, between false reality, quantum space, and I thank you for it. It's done, and I know it permanently.
That did it.
Right? Cool, and that's permanent. No more
That's it.
return to that.
Yep. I felt like there's something good there happened, finally.
Yes.
It looks like these lions walking around you in a circle.
Around me?
Yeah, it's weird.
Huh.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Well, I am a Lions fan.
Yeah, these are not just athletes.
Oh, these are actual lions, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Males and females both?
Yep. Yeah, I don't know whether they're. It looks like a lioness, not necessarily a male lion. So yeah, that there might be female lions walking around, but it's like
They're like circling me?
yeah, circling you, and it doesn't feel right.
Maybe they're hungry.
No, I don't think that's it. It's almost like someone has you imprisoned.
Oh,
Immediately, I thought of Maria Orsic, but it's not her. Kendra? I
um,
think it's a Pleiadian.
Kendra, did you say?
Kendra.
Kendra? Hmm.
Mm-hmm. And then I heard the name Ken Starr. Who the heck is this?
He was
Is
a
it
what?
Ken?
He was like a prosecutor that prosecuted Bill Clinton.
Really?
Yeah, right during his impeachment.
Jeez. I wonder what this is all about then. Why is he around you?
I don't know. I've never met him before. I don't. I mean,
Reminds me of Adam Schiff.
is he here too?
He got sort of like the same kind of head.
Except he's got glasses, right?
Yeah, Ken Starr. It's really weird. He
Yeah.
helped.
No,
He helped the Clintons.
no, he prosecuted Bill Clinton, I think, in his impeachment trial. I think he was a special prosecutor of the impeachment of Bill Clinton,
The impeachment. Yeah.
or he might have been also looking into Hillary for Whitewater.
Did you have you been manifesting that they get indicted or brought in for something?
No, I want all of them. Not just the Clintons. I mean, all the perpetrators. I want them all picked up and taken off the planet and taken to the higher court. I mean, I don't want to do this piecemeal. I want them all. I haven't been thinking about it. The Clintons or Ken Starr or any of that. It's been mostly this murder of that guy in Minnesota, and they're having like
some are saying that was staged now.
Yeah, I've heard a false flag. Does that mean he wasn't killed because they did two autopsies on him?
There was a girl that I sent the information out. There's a woman. I don't know if she's running for office, and she said she really looked at it and she thought it was a fake. By some of the points that she brought up, and she was encouraging people to look at how they're doing things like this.
They're trying to start a race war or something.
Yeah. I mean, she was saying that because she's black, and so she was saying, that she wants people to be less emotional and angry, and really evaluate what's going on.
Well, everyone saw what happened with that guy. I mean, the cops obviously were trying to kill him. What reason, I don't know. I didn't see him resisting.
She thinks that he's still alive.
Well, then how did they do two autopsies on him?
Oh, they can say whatever they want. I mean, at this point, I'm really starting to question everything because I've been looking at different kinds of software that they have now, and they can literally make it look like anybody's saying anything or doing anything. And I've been seeing looters, and I've seen the looter pictures, and then suddenly now they look like police looting. The whole thing's bizarre. So that
holograms?
they can use a certain software, and they can have a picture, and then they can replace the picture with someone else. Like they can have it look like Obama has said something that he didn't, or Trump said something that he didn't. And I'm going to tell you something. There was a radio show that a couple people contacted me, and they said, "Oh, we heard you on the show. You're friends with so and so." And I said, "Who is it?" And they said, "Well, you know her." And I said, "I don't know what you're talking about." And they said, "Well, what do you mean?" They said, "You did a show with her the other day, or like last week or something like that." I said, "I did not. I've never met her in my life."
You never even heard of her?
No, I didn't even know who she was.
Wow.
So they gave me the link. I listened. I'm like, what the fuck?
Was it you?
It was my voice.
Wow.
And it was my name.
Well,
and then it was removed.
Make sure I'm talking to you, Jess.
Huh?
Turn your camera on. Let me make sure I'm talking to you.
You know it's me. All right, here's the camera. You see me?
I see that picture in the middle of the screen, but I don't see you live.
You don't see me? I can see myself on there. No?
I don't. How do I? You turned on your camera.
Yeah. Let's turn it off. Shut it off.
Okay, now I see you. Okay, yeah, that's you.
Yep.
Well, I mean, that's crazy. I mean, I question everything anyway, because, I mean, I know about all these tricks they got and time travel and.
This was when I first started doing radio. I was on Wolf Spirit Radio, and well, not first started doing it, but first started doing it on Wolf Spirit Radio, and I was doing shows with JP.
Yeah, that was
And
early.
then suddenly I had this incident occur, and this woman, I never even contacted her. I was so freaked out. I was like, how in the world did this happen? How did they do this? And I felt like it was like done through like the FBI or CIA or something weird. And I was trying to figure out how they could actually replicate my voice, but they weren't talking about things that I would agree with.
Right. It didn't. It
It,
didn't sound like what you would talk about.
that's exactly what they said. They said it sounded like you, it's your name, but you seem to have different views on this show than what you typically do.
Huh.
So, and I was like, how? I mean, nobody even really knew who I was. Like, why would they go through the effort of trying to change, you know,
Right.
my.
That was before you made all these shows and stuff too. So
Mhm.
so you
I
were.
wasn't doing disclosure at the time. I mean, it was kind of soft disclosure through Andronicus, but I wasn't doing like serious disclosure stuff at the time.
And you hadn't put out the Andronicus transmissions yet, or
I started to, but it was
oh,
early on,
oh,
and
early.
this
So,
this whole thing was like it was like advanced, very advanced. And I was thinking, well, I could see them doing that for like a celebrity or a politician, but why would they do that with me? It didn't
well,
even make any sense.
maybe they traveled in time and found out that you were going to be what you were going to turn into, and they wanted to interfere with it.
Possibly, or else it was some kind of weird bleed through.
Hmm. Wow, that is crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I have a hard time just actually believing that this happened to me.
Did you ever get any insight or answers on that from your guides, or
I brought it up. I was on a show with this guy Max Steele,
yeah?
and he was gonna bragging about being on this woman's show. And I said, well, why is it that she did a show using my name and my voice, but it wasn't me? And some guy accused me of being crazy. And when we went to research and find the show, it was gone. They're saying that they want to. They're going to trap you in the afterlife.
Who is? The
These
lion?
lions,
Are these lion representing lion beings?
because you're not cooperating with them. They're trying to force you as an Agarthan into another agenda. It's probably this apocalyptic agenda. Yeah, I just got
Oh,
a confirmation on that.
well, I'm not getting trapped in the afterlife, so all that I don't. I shut down on it, delete all that shit. Do these represent the Lyrans or something, or
I don't think they're Lyrans.
I thought those were the
I
lions
think
came
I
from?
know that, but it looks like they're working with Marduk.
Hmm.
Why don't you tell them no?
No, you can't do that to me,
Say, I
Marduk.
do not consent to any of your agendas, Marduk. I proclaim my sovereignty from you, and I break and then break all ties, vows, contracts.
Right. Do not agree, Marduk. Lion people or the lions to any of your agendas, especially concerning me and trapping me in the afterlife. I break all vows, contracts, agreements, oaths, blood oaths, any connections whatsoever with you in any dimension, time stream between parallel pocket universe, false reality, or quantum space. Thank thee for it's done, and I know it. Leave me alone, Mark. I am a sovereign being. I declare my sovereignty.
Now I'm seeing this cobalt blue color around you. Someone else was seeing this cobalt blue color.
Is that like a dark blue?
Yep.
Was it like a haze?
It's like they're saying it's a judgment color. It's like cobalt is I think it's used in weapons.
Hmm. Someone's judging me?
Marduk is trying to lay a judgment on you for not obeying him. I don't think that the Agarthans are supposed to be obeying Marduk, but Marduk is a bully. He's a dictator. He goes into systems and tries to take over.
Yeah, he's like Enki's son, I think. Or it might be Enlil. I don't know, one of them. Enlil's the bad one, right? So probably him. It might be he's Anunnaki. I don't obey Anunnakis. Sovereign being. So is Jess.
Yeah.
You still see them lines around me?
Seeing the blue color still.
Okay, the lines left.
I don't see the lion so much. I'm seeing like a lion print in a material, almost as if it's still there, but they're trying to hide it.
Hmm.
If I'm sorry if I made any commitment or agreement or alliance with Marduk, and I ask to be freed of it right now.
I regret if I ever made any agreement or pact or oath or blood oath with Marduk in the past, and I break all any agreements I've ever made with him in the past. Right now, I'm not responsible anymore for any agreements I may have made in the past.
There's some fluid that's flowing away from you. That is creep. What the hell is that?
What's it
It's
look like?
like it looks like water, but it's like a water being. It's very weird.
But it's flowing away from me, so maybe that's a good thing.
It's leaving. Yeah. Oh, I see. It's Marduk or one of his minions in a plasma form.
Oh,
Wow. Okay, I just asked to have that removed.
I wouldn't mind sending Marduk to the higher court too.
Yep.
He needs to go if he hasn't already, because he's certainly done enough to warrant a trial.
They're shutting things around down.
Game is over, Marduk. You got to go. You don't run shit. So now I got to be drained.
Hold on. There's a whole bunch of them coming out now. Jeez.
A whole bunch of what?
These plasma beings.
Oh.
It's about like 20,000, 30,000.
How? The hell?
What did they have? Moldak or some kind of or Nibiru or something parked underneath you?
Shit. I don't know, but I have connections to.
Someone said just say tell them to give us the keys.
What keys?
Probably the keys to the earth in some ways. I just got nauseous. Jeez.
Can I give them to Rodan?
Why are they like this?
Is it safe to give them to Rodan so he can keep them safe?
One of them just said we're going to take over tomorrow. Take over what?
Yeah.
California's already in our trust fund. We own the rights of the planet. Who gave you the rights to the planet? Jorgen did? Jorgen. Who's Jorgen? It's like Jorgen. Well, I don't know who Jorgen is.
Is this an Anunnaki saying this?
Yeah, I feel like they're trying to snare me in some way here. Let me see if there's a Jorgen. Jorgen. And now they're saying Oregon. Oregon. Like Aragon.
Argon, Argon,
No, Aragon.
Aragon.
Nikolai Jorgensen, footballer, Danish. Jurgen Raymond, comedian. Jürgen Leth. I don't see any. Jürgen Gario is a songwriter. I don't think he's trying to say that he's a tall white, but I don't think he's telling the truth. I don't see Jorgen as having an agreement with you as being an official agreement, and I'm not agreeing to that. Are you agreeing to that?
No. I break all vows, contracts, agreements, oaths, blood oaths, any connection whatsoever with Argon.
Aragon. Let me see if
Oregon, or whatever the fuck this is.
I think he's trying to pose as a Nordic, but he's not. Aragon is in Spain. Aragon is a landlocked region in northeastern Spain with the Pyrenees Mountains. What's this? Well, either way, whatever he's trying to use, I'm not consenting to it. I think I went there. I think I visited there.
Maybe that's why you went. You were drawn there because of what we're doing today.
If I wasn't there, I was close to it. That's for sure.
Are there still plasma beings coming?
Oh, they're angry at me because I disrupted their field over there. We don't owe you anything, Marduk. We don't owe you anything. Nothing.
Nothing.
You've done galactic crimes for many years, thousands and thousands, maybe millions of years. And no one said that humanity is supposed to be subservient to you.
Or that you own us in any way. Or our souls.
He said, then why do they come to us for money and power? Well, I don't know.
Probably because you stole our abundance.
Yeah, what do you say to that?
Yeah, made us dependent on your ass. That's why. Pretty slick.
Give us the keys, he said, unlock the chambers. That's what he just said to me.
Well, Marduk's talking to you? Okay, what keys is he talking about?
I don't know, but we're not giving it to him. He said you'll be sorry.
Was it give us the keys, unlock what?
He said you were in code blue, now you're going into the red. And, so that's what that blue cobalt is.
You know, that's what they told me when they told me about Patty. The morning she passed, they said she was in code blue.
Okay, so this is their crap. This is some kind of...
What did he say? Give us the keys, unlock what? The what?
The chambers.
Chambers.
It's code blue.
I don't think code blue is very good, Jess. I think that's death.
Most common hospital codes are code blue, code red, code black. The use of these codes isn't standardized in the United States, I think. Emergency situation announced in a hospital or institution in which a patient is in a cardiopulmonary arrest required a team of providers.
Yeah. And they told me Patty was in code blue and that I should get there as soon as possible.
And that's what happened, right?
Yeah, and I got there, she was gone.
Yep. Medical emergencies come to mean that someone is in the hospital has a heart that has stopped beating.
Yes.
Outcome statistics are grim. Even with perfect CPR and hospital cardiac arrests have roughly 85% mortality rate.
Yeah.
But what does code red mean then? Because that's what he was threatening us with.
Let's ask him. What do you mean by that, Marduk?
Who's been in code blue? He said all of us.
The whole human race?
Entire human race and cousin species. Counterparts.
Can we break all vows, contracts, agreements, oaths, blood oaths with Marduk concerning this for the whole human race and our cousin races?
I don't think that he got permission to do this.
Well, whether he had permission or not, he seems to think he has the right to do it. And since the rest of the human race doesn't know about it, I mean, you and I can do it for them, hopefully.
Code Red is an emergency notification service by which public safety can notify residents and businesses by telephone or cellular phone about emergency situations. The system is capable of sending messages only to specific neighborhoods or the entire community. That's what they say when people ask is code red. What is the code red treatment? Code red is how they refer to hazing a Marine. It's strictly against Marine Corps policy. The 10 entered Alvarado's barracks room. They restrained a sleeping Alvarado, binding him with tape and stuffing a pillow into his mouth as a gag. Well, that's weird. All right, code red alert. And he said to notify residents and businesses of critical situations and provide information regarding. I said, well, what happens after code red? And he said, code black. Are you the ones that are making some of the police officers do bad things? As well as some of the protesters in Antifa? He said, you got that right.
Mind control?
He just said, you got that right. Code word, the new word suggestion, a very serious security warning or threat indicates emergency situation or threat of a dangerous situation that has deteriorated drastically as to constitute an emergency. Here's code black. While there is no formal definition for a code, doctors often use the term as slang to refer to a patient in cardiopulmonary arrest, requiring a team of providers begin to resuscitate. So I don't know, the code black seems to be similar to code red or code blue.
I mean, there has to be differences in them. All they have, different powers.
Code black talks about a bomb threat. So it says hospitals often use the code names to alert their staff an emergency. Code red indicates fire or smoke in a hospital. We've had fires, right, and smoke. Code black typically means there's a bomb threat to the facility. Bastards.
What does Rodan have to say about us transferring these keys to him?
Oh, definitely not. I wouldn't even consider it.
So they're safe. I mean, I don't want to, put myself in any further danger by having.
Yeah, I agree.
Ask Rodan what we should do with them. Fuck you, Marduk.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to put Rodan in any danger either, though.
No, he won't be affected by that.
Oh. Because he has been oppressed in it himself in his past. That's when he was under mind control, right? And forget. He was forgetting. They wiped his memory. Those marks on my arm are almost gone, Jess.
That they must have done that. It's either they did that or the lions did that.
Huh. Yeah. But you didn't see the lions that when I first showed you these. They're pretty much faded now.
Mm-hmm. I just want to get all these plasma beings out of there.
Yeah, they still coming out?
Yeah, he just said that won't make us go away. Well, you're not getting the key, by the way. Definitely not giving you the key. He said you always spoil. He said I always spoil the party. Yeah, at the party of seeing everything destroyed. I mean, that's what you do on every civilization. You go there to do some kind of destruction to a civilization.
Or just as playthings, I think.
I think that they just said we've already done this 12 times before on the earth. So you're helping anytime they do some kind of like flood or natural disaster. He just said you got that right. So he's like their henchman. These are the henchmen of this whole biblical apocalyptic event. And they bring in Marduk.
Well, who else is he working with? Not just him by himself, right?
Well, he's the one that does the destruction. I guess he's Mr. He's the one that's, is the one that goes in and detonates and destroys.
And he's been
not by the high courts, not by Shiva or Rodan. He has some kind of agreement with some of these other beings that want to tell humans that we're bad.
well, and he's been spoken of as like the owner of the planet. In some in some legal system. I don't know, his own maybe, I'm not sure, but I think that for many years he's been considered the owner and controller of this planet. The ultimate.
Yep.
Is that right, Marco? We're taking it back from you. On behalf of the human race, we're taking it back. It's ours.
Someone just sent something about there was King Tut's coffin was removed. King Tut's coffin has been removed from its tomb for the first time in history. And people are saying this might have everything to do with the riots, looting, and fires, like a curse. I wouldn't be surprised. Because I did see Ra. So I was wondering what Ra was doing here.
Sun God.
Yep. I've heard people talk about Ra as if he's AI, and he's everything but AI. But he looks like a young guy, like really young, almost like a teenager or like young 20-year-old.
Mm. So who took King Tut's tomb out of the coffin out of the tomb? The Egyptian government, or
I have to look up the article. After 3,300 years, there's double 3 there.
Mm.
The denominator's 6. King Tut's coffin. Why exactly 3,300? Leaves his tomb for the first time ever. The coffin is in very bad condition, deteriorating. We found many cracks, missing parts, missing layers, because people are probably taking that stuff home with them. Even the archaeologist Howard Carter discovered the tomb in 1922. And I believe that's where I think he died after messing with it.
So they thought it was cursed.
Yeah. I mean, some people, make comments that it was the dust particles that had virus.
Yeah.
Or something in it, but yeah, I do think these things have curses on it.
And King Tut is Akhenaten's son. I think he's the one that took over after Akhenaten died.
No, I think he died at a young age. They hit him in the back of the head.
Who, Akhenaten?
No, King Tut.
Oh, well, his dad died young too, like 36, I think.
It looks like the Getty Museum Institute.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got it.
very
Lots of
weird.
child sacrificing going on there. Under it.
Yep.
That's in California too.
Yeah, yeah, they're finding a lot of stuff there.
Let's not get off this key thing until we know what to do with it.
He died at around the age of 19. So
Oh, Tut did? Wow.
Tut did, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, they said that he had a crack in the back of his head. He also had some kind of, from what I've read in the past, I don't know if he had some kind of congenital disease where he wasn't very strong and had problems, like kind of like he was handicapped in a way.
And I think he had an elongated skull just like his dad too,
Yeah,
and his mom.
yep.
Nefertiti.
Anyhow,
Since he wanted these keys so bad, I want to secure them and make sure they're safe and he can't get his hands on them.
yep. Well, I'm just asking to have this corrected. Jeez, I just saw some kind of Jeep or military tank,
Like a
but
Humvee?
it faded. It faded real quick. There's another military guy I'm looking at. He's got white hair. I don't know if he's a general or something, or up a level, and it's like he's looking toward me.
Who are you?
I don't think he can hear me. It's like I'm looking into you. I don't know what. Looks like American military, but I'm not sure. We heard something about Turkey. I'm asking to have all these plasma beings removed from off the planet and brought up to the high courts for all the crimes against humanity and their intention of mass murder,
Genocide,
genocide,
torture, sacrifice, whatever.
sacrifice, yep,
And take Marduk with them.
slavery.
Since they're connected to him, take him too. Chain his ass up. He gotta go.
Okay, they're definitely removing something. Okay, they just released you of this burden. You don't have to carry this burden anymore.
Oh, thank you.
I'm asking how you got hooked into it. The year 1125. Something in Denmark. 1125. See if this is starting on Thursday of the Julian calendar. Swen, the third of Denmark, must have been the ruler at the time. Sweyn. Never heard of him.
W-E-Y-N.
Yeah, Sven. Swen.
So
The
S-V.
third Groth.
Calendar, that's Jillian.
It's Sweyn. Was the king of Denmark between 1146 and 1157 in shifting alliances with Canute, Canute, the fifth, and I'm definitely, mispronouncing some of these words, and his own cousin Valdemar the First. In 1157, the three agreed a tripartition of Denmark. Sven attempted to kill his rivals at the peace banquet and was subsequently defeated by Valdemar at the Battle of Grath Heath and killed. That's crazy.
Was I one of these beings?
They just said yes.
Which one?
I think you were the middle guy that wasn't necessarily involved. Like the first guy, Sven, wanted to
kill Canute.
Kill. Was it Canute?
I thought that was the second one.
Yeah, but
I didn't write down.
Sven attempted to kill his rivals at the peace banquet. Yeah, he was trying to kill both of them, but he was defeated then by Valdemar. So Canute, you were Canute. So let's see, Canute the Fifth. He's got long. It looks like long hair. I'll send you the link.
Does it look like me?
Yeah, it could be you. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. There's someone that usually is in the chat from Denmark, and he can maybe. Here we go. Oh.
So this is how I got tied into this bullshit with Marduk?
Mm-hmm. Jeez.
I clicked on that, but it didn't come.
It didn't come up?
Well, it didn't come up yet, but I'm sure I got it here.
I'm sitting here looking at stuff and looking things up, and then all of a sudden, I was looking on my phone, and then I look up, and then there's Hitler, history uncovered. I'm like, great. Now he's involved too.
I got some kind of tie to the Nazis. I don't know if it's. I don't think it's cooperative. That they have some interest in me.
Corrigan and shifting alliances with Sven Valdemar Canute was killed at the so-called blood feast. Did you read that?
No.
At Roskilde? In 1157, nothing certain is known about this person, his person, and character. Wow. The son of King Niels, son Magnus the First of Sweden.
Is that Nils, N-I-L-S?
Niels, or Niels.
Oh, Niels.
The magnates of Jutland declared Canute king, while the magnates of Zealand and Scania crowned Sven, and the nephew Canute Lavard, who Magnus had killed in 1131. In the following years, Canute tried in vain to defeat Sven in Zealand. It's not New Zealand, it's Zealand, which is somewhere around that area. I don't know exactly where.
Somewhere around Denmark, Scandinavia.
Yeah. United to undertake the Wendish Crusade, which, however, ended in the reignition of their strife. His cousin Duke Valdemar, the son of Canute Lavard, defeated Canute in Jutland, and Canute fled to his father-in-law's Sveker in Sweden. Canute attempted a number of reconquests, all of them unsuccessful, and turned to Frederick Barbarossa for help. Jeez.
There's the Italian connection.
I don't know if he's Italian. The resulting compromise, which was supported by Valdemar, made Canute the inferior co-regent of Sven. However, Sven decided not to effectuate that deal. Canute now formed an alliance with Valdemar and Sverker, whose daughter Helena of Sweden Canute was to marry. There's one of your engaged person. And Canute struck a deal with Valdemar, making him a co-ruler under the name of Valdemar I. Canute was an inferior king to Valdemar. After Sven's re-entry into Denmark, a final compromise was struck. In 1157, under the pressure from Danish magnates, Sven, Canute, and Valdemar were set up as co-rulers, with Canute ruling Zealand. During the peace banquet in Roskilde on 9 August 1157, later known as the Blood Feast of Roskilde, Sven attempted to kill both Canute and Valdemar. Canute was allegedly killed by one of Sven's warriors. This is a big deal. Canute's half-sister, Sophia of Minsk, married Valdemar, who avenged him the same year by killing Sven in the Battle of Grath Heath to win Denmark for himself. So your sister then came in and
Avenged me.
yeah. Oh, let's see who this Barbarossa guy was. Frederick Barbarossa. Was a Holy Roman Emperor from the 2nd of January 1155 until his death. He was elected King of Germany in Frankfurt.
I think that was the Operation Germany when Germany went against Russia. They called it Operation Barbarossa.
Yeah, I heard about that. But I think this is before then. This is like in the year like 11.
Oh,
something.
right. But that's probably where they got the name, though.
Started off that he was a Holy Roman Emperor, and then he was elected as the King of Germany at Frankfurt, and then he was crowned at Aachen, wherever that is. He was then crowned King of Italy in Pavia and Emperor by Pope Adrian the fourth.
Italian there.
Yeah. He was later formally crowned King of Burgundy. Boy, he was just everywhere.
Powerful.
He was called Barbarossa by the northern Italian cities, which he attempted to rule. Barbarossa means Redbeard in Italian. In German, he was known as Kaiser Rotbart, which is the same meaning. The fact that the Italian version of the nickname became prevalent later, the German usage reflects the centrality of the Italian campaigns. Frederick Barbarossa. So if I look up, boy, he was a ruler in all these different places. So if I look up Operation Barbarossa.
Pretty sure that was a German operation under Hitler, the Nazis.
Okay, there's a code name for the Axis invasion of the Soviet Union, which started in 1941.
Yep.
The operation put into action Nazi Germany's ideological goal of conquering the Western Soviet Union so as to repopulate it with Germans.
Yep. And that's after they had a non-aggression pact with Russia that while he was invading all these European nations, he had a non-aggression pact with Russia, Stalin, and because he didn't want them interfering with him while he was taking these other countries, and then he just went after he rounded them all up. Then he broke the pact and went into Russia. And Stalin knew he was going to do it. He was ready for him. That's really what beat the Russians right there, too, or the Germans right there, too. Didn't go as planned.
So that name, seems to come up.
So I'm released from this burden now, but what about these keys, Jess? What do we do with these keys?
You don't. I asked. Give them over to Rodan.
Okay.
Odin.
There you go, Rodan. I'm handing them to you right now. Please take good care of them.
Yeah, he's getting some of these artifacts that people have been misusing. He's not going to misuse it. He doesn't need them.
Right. But we want the truth kept sacred. You know, we don't want anything to happen to that to have it be changed or you know messed with. And those keys must have been pretty important to Marduk. He's going through all that.
Yep.
Did he get sent to the court too? Can they not handle him? Because he is pretty powerful, I know.
No, they can handle him.
Well, take his
It's
ass
just
out.
that he has claimed that we made an agreement with him. That's what he claimed.
Okay, well, we broke it.
I'm going to ask and declare on the behalf of humanity that we will never be bound and will always remain sovereign from anything that Marduk ever tries to do.
Or any other dark being.
And I say this before the Intergalactic Council, before Rodan, before Andronicus,
Shiva.
before Ra, before Shiva, before all of them.
It is done. And we
It's
know.
done. I think this is what we needed to do. Let me see if there's anything else.
Check with Janet. I want to make sure she's okay before she goes home.
They just broke like a spell or something over humanity.
Good. Was it put there by Marduk?
No, it looked like some kind of high witch or somebody very dark that wanted to see the earth destroyed.
Send her the High Court too.
Yep, I just did.
Maybe it was Hillary. She's a high witch.
No, it wasn't her.
Lilith, maybe?
Someone claiming to be a goddess, but it's it's just if you do really, really bad things against people, you get power, but it's negative power.
Yeah. So it's like the misuse of magic or power. Because it could be used for either good or bad. We don't have an identity on her, though?
I'm trying to figure it out. I think it looked like a female, but I think it's Enki because it said Enki is a Sumerian god of water, but the name that I actually got was Ea.
Yeah.
And one of the Anunnaki, he was later known as Ea in the Akkadian and Babylonian, so he must have taken on a female form, which I won't even say that I don't doubt that. Or this is related to Lilith that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, I think Enki and Ea are two different names for the same being.
Yeah, it looks like that's what it is. But I asked who was this, and let's see, Ea, Enkig, Nidmud, Ninisku was the Sumerian god of wisdom, fresh water, intelligence, trickery and mischief, crafts, magic, exorcism, healing, creation, virility, fertility, and art. His name is Lord of the Earth. So if ye said to Marduk, you can destroy the earth, you have my permission, then it would have some kind of binding or authority to do so.
And I think that was his son, Marduk.
Enki is his son.
No, and Marduk is Enki's son, I think, and that would make him um, who's the top Anunnaki god? That would be Enki and Enlil's father. Um, you've said his name before. I just can't think of it.
Some people actually, as late as the 19th and 20th century, scholars proposed that the Israelite god Yahweh is a form of the Sumero-Akkadian god Enki Ea.
Uh-huh.
This theory was quietly abandoned in the scholarly reaction against the pan-Babylonianism and has not been revived since that time. That's an interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So, here again, proclaiming that this whole destruction or biblical destruction of the earth, that's kind of an interesting concept. They also call him the star god. Let's see. Really weird.
And I've heard Enki is referred to as Satan before too.
As what?
Satan.
Well, in this case, it would definitely qualify.
Yeah, and he wanted he didn't like the humans, but Enlil wanted to give us the tree of knowledge and all that stuff. And so it was a clash between those two, the Garden of Eden thing and all that.
Well, I'm going to break ties with them because it looks like they used me as Ishtar to agree to some of this stuff, and I'm not agreeing to it. And I'm getting tired of being pulled into stuff that I didn't agree with.
And I'm not agreeing to it either, so I break all vows, contracts, agreements, oaths, any connection whatsoever to Ea, Enki, the Anunnaki, Marduk, any other beings that I maybe don't know their names in any dimension.
Time, space, reality, past, present, future, alternate space, in between, pocket reality, quantum space, any dimension.
And it is done. And I know
parallels.
Yeah.
With Enki, Ea, Marduk, in any of these agendas. I don't consent or agree to any of them. I just saw George Soros. Or George Soros.
And any of these female beings that are connected to them also.
Yeah. Or children or anything like that.
Right. High witches, grandchildren.
Yeah, so he looked like a female witch. Like with, I don't know, kind of, it was Middle Eastern looking. I couldn't tell. It's just big hair.
We declare our sovereignty forever.
All right, so Enki, Sumerian god of water, which we know. And I'm looking to see the connection with Marduk.
Might have been
the constellation is the stars of Ea, but also the constellation As, Iku, the field square of Pegasus. Beginning around the 2nd millennium BCE, he was sometimes referred to in writing by the numeric ideogram of 40, occasionally referring to the sacred number, which is like a cube, right? The planet Mercury associated with the Babylonian Nabu, the son of Marduk. So there's the son of Marduk. I don't know. Far from the local deity he sprang from, Marduk would become the most prestigious god of Mesopotamian pantheon. He was the son of the god of wisdom Enki, also known as Ea, considered a creator god. Sprang from Marduk.
I can't see anything good coming from Marduk.
I hit all of these links have all these pop-ups. Let's see. patron god of Babylon, Marduk. Tower of Babel. All right, he was the son of the god of wisdom, Enki, also known as Ea, considered a creator god in some myths. Marduk's association with Enki is no doubt linked to the earlier regional deity Asar-Luhi, who had the same relationship and shared many of Marduk's characteristics. Marduk's wife was a fertility goddess, Sarpanitu, some myths of Nanaya, and their son was Nabu, the patron god of scribes, literacy, and wisdom. Wonder if he's connected to Thoth. Okay, Enki, let's see. He is regarded as the creator of the heavens and earth, co-creator with Enki of human beings. They're talking about something else. It's the originator of divine order following his victory over the forces of chaos led by the goddess Tiamat. Once he legitimized his role, he conferred with the other gods in their various duties, responsibilities.
And Tiamat was a planet.
Mm-hmm. But these beings were the planet. You know, it's like that's how old they were.
Right. They're the spirit of the planet.
Yeah.
The same spirit that was in the being when they walked the earth.
Mm-hmm. Marduk defeats, I think it's Kingu, in a single combat and then kills Tiamat by shooting her with the arrow, which splits her in two. From her eyes flowed the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, and from her corpse Marduk forms the heavens and completes the creation begun by Enki of the earth. Marduk then created human beings from the remains of the defeated gods who had encouraged Tiamat to wage war on her children. Well, this is a great story. It's like a whole other rendition of some of the stuff that we heard.
But supposedly the planet was here before they got here.
Yeah.
It was up and running before they got here, and there were beings here.
I don't know if this is supposed to be the translation of some of the ancient texts. They say in Marduk then created human beings from the remains of the defeated gods who encouraged Tiamat to wage war on her children. So encouraged Tiamat to destroy their civilization, and defeated Kingu is executed, and his remains used to create the first man, Lulu. Marduk then regulates the workings of the world, which includes humanity as co-workers with the gods against the forces of chaos.
And when Tiamat blew up, this is I've read that the Earth was part of Tiamat, but when it blew up, this is what was left, and the rest of it is part of the asteroid belt.
Yeah. But this is a slightly different story than this is the Mesopotamian epic of creation tablet.
When he shot, when he split Tiamat in half, maybe that's what symbolized blowing up the planet.
Mm-hmm. There's some big pieces that are missing from this. Oh, and you know what? If you look at this, I'm going to give you the link. It's a bunch of lions walking.
That's the first thing you saw today.
Yeah.
So I've been released of this burden.
Yeah, and it's on some kind of brick, which the whole bricks thing with the protesters is just, it's very symbolic in my opinion.
Everything's symbolic, it seems like.
Yeah, they're, it's just like they're trying to prove that we're deserving of these problems, these issues, which I think they're wrong. So, anyhow.
But it comes from long attachments that we've had for many years that we didn't remember when we came into this life. So, this incarnation.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's still connected to us, but we aren't aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
Until now.
Right. Well, let's see if this does it. Kind of it got you out of some, with all these riots and crazy stuff going on. Maybe um, you're more and more disentangled from whatever this agenda is, and I'm sure you're not the only one that they were hooked into.
Right.
So
But
we're gonna.
I was certainly a central part of it, though.
Mhm.
All those thousand, you said 20,000 plasma beings were, what were they, around me or in me?
They were underneath your house or something. It was like underneath you.
Wow. Woo.
That was weird. They must have showed up or for something, or maybe they're trying to seal the deal and didn't want us to catch this.
Well, we caught it.
Mm-hmm.